Hello there. A warm welcome to this video where I'm going to share my top lessons from the year 2022. So, since childhood, I've been a person who analyzes every month, every week. Whenever a Monday comes, I'm really excited. I'm excited that there is something new to do this week, whether it's at my job, whether it's in the content creation journey, whether it's anywhere. I have been a person who analyzes their weeks, who analyzes the time that went by. Not every week, but I like to do it quite often. And whenever a month comes to end, I'm quite excited. Like, what is something which I succeeded in the last year? What is something which I did not make, the last month? And so you can completely relate that this all gets too much amplified and gets too much multiplied when it's the year end. And you must have seen, you must have been coming across some posts or some videos which talk about the achievements or the wins around the last year. How has the last year been? How has the journey been? But for me, I decided to keep it to the lessons learned from 2022 because whether it is success or it is failure, both of them are there to teach us some lesson. Whether it's a good time, whether it's a bad time, both of us teach us something. So in this particular video, I'm gonna look back on the past 12 months and see what are the top 22 lessons that I learned from the year 2022. And I hope listening and watching to those lessons will help you out in the coming year. So let's get started. Number 1, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And this one is coming from Ankur Varikur. And with this simple advice, I have gained practical benefits at my workplace. See, your bosses and managers are not your enemies. They also want to see you working in a healthy condition. Okay? So if you have a trouble with something, whether in office, whether in your personal life, whether in your professional life, if you have some trouble, you should go to the person who's responsible, who's just about that, or who can distribute the task to someone else. You have to go to that person, provide him or her a genuine reason. Why are you seeking help? And they will definitely help you out. But what if you do not ask at all? They would not know that you're having any such trouble. Okay? Number 2, you have to start investing in your learning. And the credit for this one goes to my mentor Siddharth Rajsekhar. Initially, I was so skeptical about investing in some online courses or mentorship or coaching, but once I did, and thankfully I invested in the right person. So since that day, my life has taken a different curve. Thanks to this wonderful mentor of mine, I have learned so much in just the last quarter of 2022. So I urge you, whatever your interest is, there are so many people who are trained, there are so many people who are sharing knowledge in almost every aspect you could imagine. So whatever your interest is, go seek their help. And if some amount is needed to be invested, go invest that amount in your learning. And if you invest 100 rupees, then definitely you will see 10x results, for sure. Number 3, you do not need to live in poles. We often see people fighting on the internet over two poles of one's situation. Okay? But if you look close enough, if you analyze the situation correctly, both the poles may seem right. For example, running fast in a race is important. But walking slowly with your loved ones, having a slow stroll with them is equally important. So, going ahead, don't try to live in one pole of any situation. Don't try to live in either black or white. Life is in the grays. Life lies in the grays. Okay? See what balance, find out what's the right balance and continue your journey. Number 4, you always have a choice. And a confession here, I am a big time binge watcher, and this lesson is coming from my favorite series, Arya. Whenever you are stuck in a situation, it feels like there is no way out, or you just have to do what is right in front of you. You have to just react. But instead, what you have to do is take a pause, do some calm breaths, I know it's not it's easier said than done, but it's a tried and tested method, and within minutes, if not hours, you will eventually see a route. Even you will see a way out of it, and you will see that you have a choice in that situation. No matter how hard the situation is, you always have a choice. Number 5, you need to zoom out. In tough times, it feels like you are stuck in a traffic jam. But can you honk your way out of a traffic jam? No. By honking or by screaming, you are just irritating the passengers along the way. In this situation, if you could zoom out and glance the situation from a distance, you will know there is a small diversion ahead which is taking you to a clearer route. Number 6. You are not what they say. I don't know how, but while growing up, we absorb a lot of insecurities, often unconsciously. And suppose someone might have cracked a joke like, "Oh, you don't dance well, you don't sing well, you don't look well," etc., etc. These all are just their perceptions, not the reality. And you need to understand the difference. What is a reality and what is someone else's perception of you? And you are not what they say. Number 7. You have to stop fighting with the nature. You have to stop fighting with the inner nature, with your true nature, and accept who you are, how you are. You have to stop fighting with the mother nature. It is grander than any of us. We would cease to exist if the nature decided to take an off-road someday. Number 8. Start loving yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. If you want to receive love and care from your loved ones, you want to receive love from your relationships, you need to start loving yourself first. You need to start caring about your body, your mental health, your emotions, your spiritual well-being. You need to care about yourself first, then only you'll be able to direct this love and care to everyone around you. Number 9, only few choose to stick with you. Once you start doing something different, most of the people you knew will start taking some off-route. And we don't, and this is a big realization from the last year, that we don't it's not necessary that that you will lose friends only when you are facing a hard time, but you can lose friends faster if you are going through a good time. Number 10, detox your emotional space. We talk a lot about detoxing our body, but detoxing your emotional space is equally important, or I will say far more important. There is a quote by Sri Ravi Shankar that says, "A strong mind can carry a weak body, but a weak mind cannot carry even a strong body." And we need to realize that. We need to strengthen our minds, we need to strengthen our emotions, we need to detox all the negative space around. Number 11, start cleaning your digital space. Now this one again comes from my mentor Siddharth Rajshekhar. We are living in 2020s, okay? And this is the most digitally powered time anyone has ever seen on this earth. And how great it may seem, the chaos, the digital chaos, the media chaos is at an all-time high. And it is time you need to, and that is why you need to spare some time and declutter all that junk in your mailbox, in your phones, on your social media, and so on. Just declutter all the digital space. It will seem boring in the starting, but you will feel really relaxed after you do it. Number 12, what you give is what you get. This is not a new concept, but I surely realized it more deeply in the last year. I strongly believe everything around us is working as like it's a big energy game. And if you don't rely on me, then probably you listen to Mr. Newton, who said every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And this is applicable to the smallest, from the smallest to the biggest action anyone is taking around the world. Or if you don't even like Newton, then maybe you will listen to the Vedas, which say karma. And karma is nothing, just a balance of energies. Whatever you do is whatever you get. Number 13. take your eyes off the screen. No, just not yet. Listen to the complete video and then apply this strategy and then apply this lesson. So since this whole work from home scenario kicked in, I found myself switching swiftly between screens of all sizes. We get up, we check our phones, then we go to the laptops, then we come to the phones again, then we come to the television, then we come to the laptop phones, and this loop goes on, right? So as soon as I noticed this loop going on, what I started is practicing I started a small practice, which is every hour of the day, just take short breaks, like 5-minute breaks, where you're not looking at any digital screen. And this one has worked magic since then. There's nothing much to do. Every other hour, like every alternate hour, you can take 5 minutes out from your work, from anything that you're doing, and do not look at any screen. Just do not look at any digital screen for 5 minutes. Number 14. Doing nothing is a skill. Yeah. So when was the last time you were doing nothing? No, I'm not talking about doing nothing productive. I'm talking about doing absolutely nothing. No looking at your phones, no newspaper, no music, no talking to anyone, and not sleeping, just sitting by yourself. When was the last time you did that? Every week, you should keep aside an hour where you religiously practice doing nothing. You're just sitting by yourself, maybe under the open sky, in your bed, on the roof, whichever place feels comfortable. Just start this, take out an hour every week, and do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just sit there calmly. Okay? This may seem boring at first, but once you start developing the habit of this practice, you will see how your productivity is boosted. Number 15, be careful while taking advices. In our country, somehow this is a ritual or this is a birthright that everyone feels opinionated to anything and everything. And they will just give you advices without consent. And this is like a birthright. And it is understandable. It is understandable if the person who's giving the advice from the other end is coming from a place of genuine care and concern for you. But it is absolutely up to you whether you want to take up on that advice or you want to just brush that off. Because you need to understand if the person giving the advice is coming from a particular background which is valid enough to give advice in that particular matter or not, or if that advice applies to you or not. You have to decide that, and you have to be careful of who you take advices from. Number 16, only you can hurt yourself. Now this is an extension to the last one, and there is literally no one on the planet who can hurt you unless you give them the power to. I'll repeat. There is no one on the planet who can hurt you unless you give them the power to. Let that absorb in. Now coming on to the next one, we have Kala or time is the supreme force. People are not good or bad. See, they are simply reacting. It is time that creates certain situations which are good or bad, and everyone else around is just reflecting or is just reacting upon that situation as per their inner conscious, as per their sanskar. So always think twice before you form an opinion about anyone. Number 18, own your choices and decisions. See, after making a decision, it is super important that you stay in tune with all its good or bad outcomes. If that works out, wonderful. If that doesn't work out, then also it's fine. It was your decision and you have to be completely aligned with it. See, the problem only occurs when you start blaming someone else for a decision or a choice that you made. Number 19, support yourself. If you have been reading my post or watching my videos since some time, you will notice that I am the first one who's liking my every post. This may seem comic, but I actually feel this very empowering. If you do not like your work, If you do not stand with your thoughts, then how can you expect the world to believe in you or support you? Number 20. Stay open to newness. While growing up, we absorb a lot of emotions we pick up on multiple circumstances, and that is how we form certain perceptions in our mind. So what happens whenever we encounter something new? Our first instinct is to relate it with something in the past, then match it with a preconceived notion, and then label that situation or that person. But there is so much you have not yet seen, right? And it is not justified to judge someone based on something from the past. So being open to newness is a very spiritual way of living, and it is something that will take you very far in your journey. 21. Being wrong is not wrong. Just a few months back, I was very afraid to start this content creation journey. I was very afraid, like, what if I fail? What if I'm not able to create videos every week? What if I'm not able to create posts? What if this? What if that? And so on. But eventually, I made my peace with all the what ifs. I'm not right, but I'm fine with being wrong. Somewhere I read that fear is temporary, but regret is permanent. So you have to start making peace with the wrong outcomes of some decisions, of some choices. It should be fine. Number 22. The last lesson from 2022 is your life is bigger than any of this. Your life is bigger than any of this. This world, the universe exists for you. No, that is not an exaggeration. Would this world mean anything if you are not around? Would that salary hike even matter if you are not there to cash it? Would that grudge that you're holding against someone, would that even matter if you are gone, if you're not there? No, right? Your life, the fact that you are a living and breathing soul, this is the most important thing than anything else. And the only thing that I will urge all of you who are listening or watching to this video is, you are special and you matter. Yes. The world would cease to exist if you are not doing what you're doing. There's a very famous quotation by Neil Tyson which says, we are all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically. And with that, I would like to wrap this video. Thanks a lot for watching this far, and thanks a lot if you have been watching my content throughout this year, and it really means a lot. Every like, every view, every subscription counts. And I would love to know which of these points did you relate with the most, or is there anything that you would like to add to this list? Please drop in the comment below, and if this video helped, please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel so that I can bring more such mindset evolving videos to you. And thank you again. Hope you have a great end to this year and a very happy beginning to the next year, 2023.